Listen, everyone needs to pick up a creative hobby. And I already hear you claiming that you're just not a creative person, but listen, hear me out. You don't actually need to be all that creative. You just need to create. Now, okay, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, given what's happened to everyone's favorite social media, I think now is the perfect time for you to replace doom scrolling with something tangible, something fulfilling, something that can connect you to other people. And here's the thing, I'm very hesitant with this whole changing of the guard with TikTok. I loved TikTok. Like, I spent so much time on it. I was there until the ship sank, so to speak, and my heart was so just broken by it being banned that even now, a week later, January 26th, I'm still heartbroken about what happened. Okay, I was stressed. I was literally losing sleep. That's how bad I had it. However, I also kind of think that now was the perfect time for me to push aside this conflating other people's content with like who I want to be and who I want to embrace being. And yes, yeah, I know that's my fault. I am human and I'm still learning to undo certain things like that, but listen, you can't just like replace doom scrolling with nothing. So like, I really want to provide some inspiration, some accountability, some hand holding, so that we can align our lives with what we want to be, who we want to become, and the kind of things that we want to do. Like, actually do, not just live vicariously through someone else all the time. And okay, maybe that's a little bit dramatic. I know, I kind of tend to be a little bit dramatic. Maybe you're not one of my dedicated, adoring fans, and you don't actually know me yet. But are you not just tired of watching other people be the person that you want to be? Are you not just tired of watching other people live their best lives while you just exist? And you're not just tired of watching your time on Earth just kind of waste away? Again, I know I'm being really, really dramatic, but I have been having these feelings on some deep level. Anyways, I think I'm done being dramatic for now. Really, I just want to regain a sense of control, promote some sense of fulfillment and hope as we start a very difficult next 4 years with this president. If you too are grappling with some of these feelings, especially some of my fellow Gen Z navigating their 20s, that's me too. Then I really invite you, you can grab my hands again, but I really invite you to try crafting with me. Maybe we can body double a little bit. Maybe we can hold each other's hands a little bit. Here, I can also hold your hands. I think this is a hand-holding motion, and not just a give me the controller, mom said it's my turn on the TV. But anyways, I think it is high time that we get crafting. Woo! Hi, I am Not Maria and welcome to the channel. I like to do crafting and hobby and cosplay, but I have some insight on some things that have been helping me a little bit with this transition to not being so doom and gloom and having at least just a little bit of hope and control over things, especially with all of this negativity and just corporate overtaking. And one of that is crafting. I have quite a few little crafty things that I think could help you maybe think about some things that you could do to get your life a little bit more crafty, a little bit more creative. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So here's a prime example about what I mean by you need to craft even if you're not a very creative person. Recently, and by recently I mean like within the past year, the past 365 days, I really got into cross stitching. I bought this little like Pusheen cross stitch thing from Barnes and Noble, and I've just loved it ever since. So I got a big sheet, and I actually worked on making a little something for one of my friends for Christmas. So I want to see if you can take a guess as to what exactly I'm making. Drop your comments and your guesses in the description. Please don't spoil it. I mean, like, I don't know. You can drop the comment, and then I guess you'll know here in like 5 minutes what it is. But oh my god, cross stitching has been really nice because I don't actually like need to do it myself necessarily. I just look up a whole bunch of pixel art on Pinterest, and from there I just copy and paste onto my little cross stitching. And does it take a while? Yeah, absolutely. But that's kind of like part of what's so rewarding to me in particular. Like, I get to just watch my little show and or watch my little YouTube videos, and I get to just make my little guy. And you know, in the actual real time, this takes forever. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. Cross stitching takes a long time. There is a lot of math involved. It's not like anything difficult. It's just, you know, repetitive counting. And even still, I kind of mess this little guy up. But that's not the point. The point is that I start with a blank canvas, and after 4.5, 5 hours, I end up with a little guy. And he came out so cute. Like I said, I did mess him up, but that's because I counted wrong. That's gonna be a reoccurring theme with cross stitching. Yeah. But like, cross stitching doesn't have to be the thing that you get really into. One of my friends is getting into crocheting, which I've heard is kind of difficult. I know my grandma crochets, but there's like some ways to make it just, I don't know, easier. Not easier, but like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where you like chip at it a little bit at a time. And at the very end of it, you have a product that you can use or you can display. Like I said, I got this from my friend for Christmas. So once I'm actually done and you know who this character is, I'll show you my friend's little shrine for this character, because I don't know, something about seeing my friend have something that I made up in her house just filled me with so much joy. Honestly, even just the process itself may be a little boring. That's why you gotta like have something on in the background. This is really good for when you have like a show that you want to get through, or like another 3.5 to like 9 hour long video essay that you want to get through. I'm looking at you, Quentin Reviews. Anyways, just the act of having something that I made fills me with so many good vibes, good, just everything on the inside. It just makes me feel so fulfilled, which is why I really liked getting into cross stitching. I mean, like, realistically, here's the thing. Cross stitching is kind of what got me back into being a creative person, because growing up, I was fairly creative. I drew a lot. I think in one of my Tennessee vlogs, I have this part where I show you like art from when I was like 13. So, you know, I was a creative person, and my mom's a creative, my grandmother's a creative, and I grew up helping, especially my mom, with a lot of her creative projects. So like, I have the skills and I have the desire for it. I just didn't really have not the capacity, but just the energy, the motivation. The depression got a little in the way. The perfectionism got a little bit in the way. And you know how it is with those kinds of feelings. At some point, the camera turned off, but like 4 hours later, ding, he's done. He's finished. And my camera's about to die again because this is my last battery. I have started working on my second little cross stitch, and like low-key, this would be really cute to make some coasters. I have these that are just like cork, and wouldn't it be so cute to like make a little cross stitch to make this really cute? Okay, ideas for the future. Here's where it's at right now. Ding ding ding. I still gotta do the 3 other sides and then the center one, but it's looking so cute. After being this close to the end of this slide, I just realized that way back here, this should have only been, this stitch right here needs to be removed because it's like uneven now. I'm so sad. And outside of cross stitching, I also really like to do journaling, specifically bullet journaling, which is like a very specific type of journaling, one that is just very creative. And here's the thing, I kind of do a mix of doing everything by myself and also just having pre-printed calendars. Like I've been bullet journaling for, I think I'm going on to 8 years. I think my first one was in 2017, and I've just used it as a way to show my growth as a person. I mean, like I do like actual journaling, like in a journal, but for me, the bullet journal is just a creative way to show what I'm up to. Like, did I just print out the calendars for every month? Yeah, but look at this cute little about me section and this cute little future log and the things to do in 2025. Like, they're just small little things that you can craft. And you know, you can start small. You don't have to do a big cross stitch and get everything to do cross stitching. Just get a little bit of printer paper and some crayons and whatnot, and just do a little thing to put up on your wall, or I don't know, like just in a notebook or something. Okay, so here's what I've got for the 2025 stuff starting part. I've got this lovely little card, and I'm gonna write myself a little letter, intentions, and other good manifestation stuff here. On the first, I'm gonna just fill this out. I mean, I don't have to do it, but like I'll fill this out slowly but surely, probably on the first, just so I can get that good New Year's vibe planning. It'll be good. I've got my 25 and 25. So 25 things that I would like to do this year. I'm gonna be transferring over some stuff from last year, things to do. So I have this page dedicated to things that I could do, things that I want to do. Not necessarily like the top 25 things, but just, hey, here are some thoughts, some considerations of things to do. I've got my future at a glance. This is where I'm going to be referencing any future plans, future activities. So I've got all 12 months. And then as something gets planned for April or November, it's just going to get added. I'll make sure to fill this out off screen. And then I've got my media consumption page. So just like how I did in my previous journal, I'll do types. So is it a show? Is it a movie? Is it a book? Is it a game? The title, and then I've actually added this spot for thoughts. You know, just quick little 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, this sucks. You know, just very quick, how was I feeling about it in the moment? I don't have anything planned to go in here just yet, and I don't have any stickers that I would like to put on this. It's got this like weird, this isn't even the color, but it's got this weird like brownish gray, which I'm not super excited about. I'm planning on just adding stickers along the way like I did with this journal. Like I just took these Canva calendars and I changed them a little bit to make sense with what I've got. And what I do throughout the year is I just change up the colors using markers and highlighters and whatnot to make the colors fit what theme I want to fit for the month. If I have stickers that can go along with it, then I will absolutely fill up my notebook with stickers. Like, doing creative things doesn't mean that you go out of your way. You can kind of dip your toe in a little bit, by doing something like this. And maybe you're not a journal person, or maybe you're not a paper crafts kind of person. If you have an iPad, if you have a computer, you could do the same thing. Canva has a lot of beautiful things that you can do. In fact, one of the great things, and I promise this isn't sponsored by Canva, I just haven't found anything that's as good as Canva, but you can do so much on Canva. You can make planners, and I know I saw a video by Radis, and I'll try to link it here or somewhere in the description, but Radis did a really good video where they talked about just how they use Canva to make their notebook, schedule, journal type things so that they can keep track of the different things happening on in their lives. Like I said, it doesn't have to be super specific. Heck, you can even use Notion. I know that I think it's like the Apple Store has something that is like very close to like an online or like, app bullet journal thing. So you don't have to do it physically. It can just be on your computer. Like, that's okay. That's still crafting, even if you don't have a physical item, a physical object that you end up with, And in fact, here's something that could just be small and it might be time consuming and no one might actually notice, but it makes a big difference to me. You could also do sewing. Here I have these sweatpants that I really like because they're really comfortable and they fit so comfortably. There's a couple of issues, and one of those is that the ankle hole is just too big for my tiny little ankles. So what I did was I tore it apart and I just fixed it. I can do this because I have some sewing ability, but there are so many videos on YouTube on how to sew and do these kinds of mending projects. Like, do you have to be a super great sewist, tailor? No, absolutely not. I'm definitely not. This part is just me yelling at my machine because I could not figure out what was wrong. And I still don't entirely know what was wrong with the machine, but I messed it up somehow. You could also just do this by hand. Like, you don't have to have a machine. That could be something that you work up to, either like saving up to get a sewing machine, or you can like get one secondhand, especially if one of your family members happens to have a machine that they don't use. Oh my God. And especially if you can get one of the antique machines, like the foot pedal ones. Like the antique ones, those are so good. My mom used to have one that I think my aunt has now. They are really, really, really good machines that are actually like really easy to fix. So there's a lot of things that you can do. And even, I didn't show it here. I just showed me doing a very simple mending project that took me an afternoon. But you can do things like patches, and you can embroider small little things into your clothing. Heck, you could even cross-stitch stuff onto your clothing. Like, there are so many different ways that you could apply creativity, again, borrowing from Pinterest or from YouTube or from just wherever, and apply that to the clothing that you have currently. I know that most of my clothes at the moment are just from Walmart or fast fashion. But if you're into thrifting, you could do upcycling. Or if you have some fairly just normal or, excuse me for this word, but normie looking clothing, you could spice it up. You can make it a little bit more alternative by adding things like safety pins or just doing some simple embroidery to just give it a little something, just something, make it different. The last thing that I really want to show is just different ways that you can use Pinterest as a tool. I'm using it for my 2025 vision board. I just like looking through pictures because God, I am so happy that there are so many people that like the series Everything Sucks. I rewatch it multiple times a year because it is just so impactful. And imagine being able, like if you're into drawing or whatever, but being able to take images like from movies or TV shows and being able to apply that into like a picture. Or maybe you can make a zine, or in my case, I just made a giant vision board. You can make collages online. I don't actually know where you could get the specific removing the background from images. But if you know, please let me know down below, because I don't want to pay Canva. Not because I don't want to like actually pay them, but because I don't have the money to pay them right now. So if I can have another website that does it for free, like I'd rather use that and also support the website. But anyways, there are so many things that you can do with literally all of this. It doesn't just have to be physical. It can be something that you do online. I showed a little bit of it, but you could also just use sandbox games like The Sims or Minecraft to be creative. You could do journaling and writing if you're into that. You could make music, or you could play music. Or I know that one of the things that I really want to do that I found on Pinterest is making these little like dolls, and they have paper versions and they have like ones that you can sew, and I think it would just be so fun to do a like little paper doll that you just take the time to like draw out and figure out the math for, or like even just print it and kind of make it look like something that you want to do. Sometimes I think about how creative people got with their painting over the pandemic, and honestly I kind of wish that we did that again, because that was really fun. Like just doing the little Plankton and SpongeBob paintings around the house, that's so fun, that's so creative. Is that anything out of the ordinary, something just completely in another realm of possibility? Absolutely not. Have I started painting a little bit just so that I can do something different and fun? Yeah. Was it anything other than just checkered rainbow print? No, absolutely not. But it was fun. It was fun getting to just try out a new medium and push down the thoughts of perfectionism that I've held on to for so long. I want to thank you so much for making it to this part of the video. It really means a lot to me that I can just be more creative this year, and I really hope that you can join me to make that a little bit of a reality, even if it's just listening to this video while you are crafting, or just hanging out planning your next craft. I really want to encourage you to craft, to be creative this year, physically, digitally, whatever you would count music as being, I don't know, abstractly. I think the next 4 years are going to be a lot better if we just craft, if we create, if we come together and do something that makes us hopeful and that connects us as people in ways that maybe words can't really do the same. And if you haven't already, I really encourage you and would appreciate if you would subscribe and leave a like on this video and drop a comment as to what kind of craft you're going to be doing over the next 4 years especially, or at least is there something you've been just, I don't know, eyeing, something you would want to do, something you'd be interested in doing? Like maybe we could explore it on this channel, or maybe, I don't know, I can send you some encouraging. I know that there's some things that might be a little bit difficult for me to do. Like I'd love to learn how to do woodworking, but I don't have the tools or the money to get any of that. So I don't know, let's hold each other's hand over the next few years, and let's craft, let's create, let's be creative and just enjoy things. Also, if you know people that do really good edits for shows and movies, please let me know, because I need more look back edits in my life now that TikTok is gone. Okay? I appreciate you so much, and I hope you like this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!